Welcome back, everybody. We are just 5 days now from Election Day. You have likely been overloaded with political ads, flyers, texts. So how do you deal with all of the stress surrounding an election? Joining us now for some tips on managing the anxiety is Dr. Brad Schwall. He is the president and CEO of the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology. Dr. Schwall, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's begin with a question a lot of people maybe have had to confront for years now, given how we've been so divided for so long, but definitely timely because politics dominates so much of the conversation right now. Give us some tips for dealing with relatives or friends who may have different political opinions than we do.
Sure, yes. So much happening in our world that has caused uncertainty. And so we see conflict in our society and culture and nation. And that certainly trickles down to conflict within our friendships and our family. One important communication tip that is always so important is to be able to define ourselves. When we criticize or state what somebody else believes, that is when conflict happens.
Absolutely. All right, we're having a little bit of trouble hearing everything you're saying because of maybe a bad connection, but fingers crossed we can continue with it. So in Texas especially, we've seen some apathy. So how do you prevent feeling so overloaded and overwhelmed by ads that you just shut down and you don't participate?
Yes, it is important to be in touch with your opinions and put those opinions into action. So if we're going to have an opinion, as I was saying earlier, we define ourselves without criticizing others. Instead, we believe in our own opinions and we back those up with action. At the center with our therapists, we are dealing with mental health issues that are broad issues, but certainly we also deal with the fact that stress builds into our lives, and we're helping people be civil, be neighborly, to be able to relate in positive ways.
Oh, that's great advice. Be civil and be neighborly. Let's wrap things up with tips for people who maybe don't like the outcome of the election.
Yes, so certainly our democracy right now is focused on such vast differences in beliefs. I go back to the principle of putting your opinion into actions and certainly being careful in our own relationships to be respectful of each other, to be respectful of those opinions, okay to define ourselves, but no matter what happens at the end of the election, being respectful and continuing to contribute.
Great. Just respect one another. All right. Dr. Brad Schwall, the president and CEO of the Center for Integrative Counseling and Psychology, we appreciate your wise advice this afternoon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Jesse?